try me, but I'm not the one. I'm chasing money for real. Can't give a fuck how they feel. Lost some real was in the field. Got some real was in sale. New plug, new mail. Bet the shit gon' sell. Only time gon' tell. Pray the boys don't catch. Lost hurl them next.
Yo, welcome to Sports and Street Talk. My name is Josh Portis.
I'm Rob Gordon.
And I'm Rock Jones.
And today we have a very special guest in the building, Young Buck. Welcome to the show, Young Buck.
Welcome.
In this motherfucker,
Now,
you know?
I just want to get into it, man. You know, a lot of people, want to know the real Buck, and we're going to get to the real Buck today. But first, I want to say, it's an honor you to be on the show. Describe what Nashville is like, man. Just the country town itself, the Nashville. Just give us a general basis.
It's two sides.
Of what's back, man.
And you know what you just said right there, just the country town itself. Yeah. On me, that's what the first thing come to your mind when you hear Nashville, because that's what we've been branded for. You dig what I'm saying? That's what we known for internationally, with so many country music stars, and it's country music USA is what they try to call this motherfucker. Yeah. Right. But it's actually two sides in a sense. When it comes to the music scene, it's a little bit of everything here. You got country music, you got rock, you got rap, you got all of that shit that makes up really what Cashville is. Okay, you see what I'm saying? See, Nashville is dedicated strictly to the country music.
Okay, Cashville.
Yeah, you heard
Cashville. We didn't do away with the end.
Okay.
We just moved the end to the side. Okay. You feel me? The end stay here.
Come on.
And put the C right there.
You dig? You feel me?
And that's where Cashville come from. And when I speak on Cashville, that's to cover the grounds of every other genre of music in a sense. Nashville branded for country music in a sense for overall, and that's our claim to fame. You dig what I'm saying? And I can't take away from that because that's gonna be here, been here before I was here. You dig? So I wanted to add to the element of my city, and that's where Cashville come in, because I started coming up with the music and realizing that, that was one of the biggest things I used to be in front of. I go meet niggas from out of town trying to get on as a youngster and shit. And say if this nigga was from LA and this nigga was from New York, and then I'm from Nashville, just cause where this nigga was from would get this nigga
in the dough.
You dig? And I'm like, nigga, I can't act like I'm from where you from to get in the dough. Then at the same time, I'm just as good as you or better than you, nigga. So it's like, let me go ahead and start bringing my city to the dough instead of, you know what I'm saying? So that's what Cashville come from.
So let me ask you a question. So you brought up being a youngster coming up in the game, and some people don't know where you came up or how you came up.
Word.
So you were originally under Juvenile, Cash Money. They used to come through here.
I was under Cash Money from the very beginning. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Tell us the story, man. Talk about it.
I mean, it was one of them situations where as a youngster, I growed up in the streets, you know what I'm saying, of Nashville, Cashville. And I done it all when it comes to surviving. So I play a part of the streets in a lot of different ways and did my things to do what it take to survive. That was my biggest focus at the time as a youngster. And, I felt like I would have more of a career in the streets than I did in rap at that time. Right. But my partner seen more than that. Right. Me, I seen that through them. Right. I'm looking at them and thinking that that's why I feel like I could be more to the streets, because I had the individuals that was around me to look at, to be like, yo, the streets gonna be that, because you niggas is models like a motherfucker. You rap niggas really
perfect.
Man, you feel what I'm saying? It was Geneva watches and shit, and I'm real Rolexes and shit. No disrespect.
You really rolling up.
No disrespect. Shout out to Baby, nigga, for real. You feel me? Like,
I'm glad you brought up Baby. So I had a question. So I heard that back in the day, Baby and them used to come through and rock with you.
In real life.
And they said that you used to come through and freestyle.
Oh, mama.
And you used to... Lil Wayne is still jealous of you to this day, is what I heard.
Hey, listen.
That's what I heard Lil Wayne don't fuck with you, man. Cause you're nice with the bars. That's what I heard.
Hey, man, I don't know. I haven't spoken to
I'm not trying to start no beef, but all I'm saying is
but,
back in the day when you was 14, he was 14, they said Young Buck used to get at him.
We did. Like I met Wayne from the very beginning with Baby. You know, shout out to my brother, you know what I'm saying? Lil Jimmy, you know what I'm saying? Twan, he's running around somewhere out here and shit. But you know, he seen more than the streets for me. So he used to be like, yo, man, you can do this rap shit, because at times I would rap around him and he'd be like, nigga, you cold. And I used to be like, man, it is what it is. Right. So, you know, him and Baby kind of clicked because we was a fan of that whole Cash Money era before it became what the world see now. Mm-hmm. So we happened to pick up a CD one day, and on the back of that motherfucker, Baby now was selling they CDs, and the nigga was straight out the trunk type nigga, because he had his cell phone number, him and Slim, on the back of the motherfucker. And we just riding around the hood one day.
Nigga, we
man, we see the number on that motherfucker. We weren't looking to get signed, but the first thing we did was pick that motherfucker up, call the niggas, was like, you know, when the nigga picked up, nigga was so shocked. You know what I'm saying? That a nigga even picked up the phone. We called playing. First thing come to our mind, well, my brother was, nigga, what y'all niggas want to come here? Yeah. And at the time, I think, man, it was back in the G. I think it nigga said 5,000, but that nigga was Baby that picked up the fucking phone and was talking to my bro. Wow. So he was like 5,000. My brother like, what, nigga? Y'all niggas get here tomorrow, nigga. Pull up, nigga. They end up coming, you know. And honestly, we ain't even had no venue or nothing. We just kind of moving and moving. We want to meet the niggas. We fan of their music, and when they came, you know what I'm saying, to the city. They seen exactly, you know what I'm saying, how shit really go, far as how we was getting down and shit like that. And you know, one thing led to another with Lil Jimmy and Baby. They ended up going to a studio in the city. Mm-hmm. And Lil Jimmy, which is my brother, called me, was like, yo, pull up over here at the studio. I'm like, 13, 14 years old. 15. I might have been 15, 16 years old at the time. Because Wayne, the nigga still had the baby fro then. The baby fro. The nigga was not even cussing in raps. You get what I'm saying? Clean the Wayne. Nigga was clean. You feel what I'm saying? This is the Wayne, you feel me, that I met from the very beginning. But that goes to show the youth that where we was at. So, you know, technically, I did not know I was walking in to meet these niggas. All I know is my bro tell me to come here. It's a setup. Right. You dig? Yeah. And I fall in, and I'm sure him and Baby had already had words in regards to him telling Baby, yo, man, my little nigga be, you know, doing this thing. Yeah. And when I walked in, the reason I say that now, because Baby first words to me as a youngster was that nigga looked at me and said, spit something, Lil Wayne. And on my mom, that nigga said, spit something, Lil. And on to this very day, man, it's the only nigga as a grown man that I would respect calling me a motherfucking Lil one. Because he called me, I was his Lil one and been from day one. You dig it? Right. And, you know, he said, spit something, you know what I'm saying? And I knew who he was, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking at Lil Jimmy like, nigga, y'all got these niggas down here, you dig what I'm saying? But I hadn't seen nobody else but Baby, because it was like the front of the studio. So when he told me to spit something, you know, nigga, I was one of them niggas where I was already on my mission too, trying to get on. It wasn't like I'm just not giving a fuck about it. It's just that I had a bigger passion for the streets at the time than it was there. But when that nigga told me to spit some shit, nigga, every rhyme I ever wrote was in my head. So I took off, you know what I mean? And then the nigga walk back in the studio, and that's when he was like, come on. And when I walked back there, I seen BG, Turk, Wayne. Come on. You know what I'm saying? And Juvie.
Legends. Juvie.
Yeah, for sure. So he called Wayne. He called Wayne ass over there. You dig? And you know, I'm such a fan of these niggas at the time. This shit is unreal to me. I'm a nigga from the streets. I'm fresh coming off the block to make it to my brother. on some humble shit and walked into a situation like that. So, you know, he tell Wayne spit something. You know, so that's what started the whole back and forth thing. So, you know, I'm a honest nigga when it come to any of this shit. And it's like, you know, when that nigga spit, I gotta be real, nigga. I had to step back because it's in my face this time. Yeah. And I've used to, he had already was making his way far as being heard through the streets. So I'm hearing this nigga on the music, but to see this nigga spit this shit and some shit I ain't never heard. And he's dying, and you know, I'm like, damn. So for a minute, it was like, you know, if a nigga catch a blow, boom.
You step back like,
okay. So I come back and gave Wayne some real, but then it was one of them where baby had the shit in the whole room, you feel me? So then Wayne got that same energy and competitive energy. You know what I'm saying? And he come right back. You get what I'm saying? I step back again. This shit. I come back again. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm realizing that technically, as honest as I can be with the shit, it wasn't a situation of Wayne beat me or I beat Wayne. It was a thing.
Somebody won though.
I did.
Okay.
And I say I won because of this, not because I beat him from the music. Right. But I won because I was a nobody in a sense to him and to Cash Money in itself. But that next day I was in New Orleans and my life to this music started from there because baby said, get that young nigga right there. You coming with me. I was supposed to be in school at the time, but I was so much more than that for already in the streets. That never was my thing coming up, you know, far as being the one that kind of went through school. I kind of was outside of that world. Not to encourage none of these young folks and none of that to follow my path, but...
So Buck, who was some of your top influences through the whole thing?
Who was some of my top influences? Yeah. Pop.
And like, who taught you the game? Like, who really taught you the politics of the game?
The politics of the game come through, honestly. Well, I started to understand music through Pop. Okay. And I say Pop name because of this. I heard everything. I come from the Pop era. Okay. I'm 39 years old, so it's like, through my youth, I'm aware of the Stetsasonics and all of those dudes. I was hearing it. Mm-hmm. I was in that age where the Chub Rocks and the all of those dudes was the shit. Even MC Hammer, nigga, I used to put on fucking the shiny shoes and get in front of the TV and try to emulate that shit. Right. I was there. I heard it though. I didn't start understanding far as the words that related to what I could understand came through Pop. He drawed me to the fucking TV, to the whole shit of music. It came through him, and then it opened up the doors. When I say Pop, he drawed me as along with the Scarfaces.
True poets.
On my soul. Yeah. Those was the first ones that draw me to the two that draw me into to the music, because they were speaking from such a level of where I truly could understand, because I'm actually living this shit, or the individuals that surround me actually living it. That's all I was getting around me, to the point where these individuals start popping up in my life as a youngster, far as the Pimp C's and the Bun B's and you know. Meeting them? Those was the first dudes I ever met outside of Baby now. Yeah. You know what I mean?
How was that experience?
It was exactly what it is today. One of the life-changing experiences you can have. And for me, it was such an experience because I had already kind of met and been in the loop of Baby now, in a sense. Well, Freshly had been in the loop. And one of my other partners had a relationship with Pimp C, God bless the dead. His name Biz. He's dead now. He got killed. But he had a relationship with Pimp. And it was at a time where I had such an aura of, as a youngster, for around the music, that I had different street niggas that was trying to get me in position to be heard, to become what I became. Mm-hmm. So he was a nigga that was seen more in me that I even seen in myself. Like I say, I was in the streets. This nigga was a nigga that seen shit in myself. So at the time of me, you know, being around Baby, I would come back to the Ville, and we were all from the same kind of circle. And Pimp, you know what I mean, was around him. So he's like, man, one day he was like, I need you to ride with me. And he didn't tell me where. We ended up going to Atlanta. And that's where I met Pimp C in Atlanta. Wow. And I was a youngster, man. I probably was about 16, 17, man. And I never forget this to this very day, man. Pimp C and Bun B is two of the realest individuals in the world. In the world, honestly, on my soul. God bless Pimp and Bun. Bun is the realest. Those two individuals, and I say this from my experience, not through what they preach. What they preach, they practice, and they really have relevance for sure. But my experience of them goes to the point where when I first met Pimp, I was so excited as a youngster because, of course, this is UGK. You understand what I'm saying? And they run the South. You dig what I'm saying? So for me, it was like, damn, it's Pimp. So my whole thing was to try to get Pimp to hear that, nigga, I can go. I'm a youngster, you know what I mean? And then Pimp was a nigga that was so real that when he gave me the opportunity to spit for him and shit, he was like, oh, shit. And he knew that I had it, but he was so real to the point where he looked at me and I could tell, I still see his face to this day. He was like, damn. It was like almost a disappointment. And I'm thinking in my mind at the time, like, damn, what is it? Yeah, I fucked up. And it wasn't me. It was the fact that what I'm about to say. And he looked at me and said, listen, youngster, I'm going to tell you something. I would ask you to come be a part of this thing here, man, because you got it. And you're going to be exactly what you're trying to be. I'm right here with you the whole way. He said, but I'm in a situation so fucked up with Jive that I wouldn't ask you to come starve. I wouldn't put you in a position to come starve. I'm trying to get through my situation with them. And that right there was real enough to me where it made me put full dedication into Cash Money. Yeah. You did? Because for one, it was like I was in the two. One of my partners with UGK, and I'm like, you know, trying to see what my situation would be with them, but he was a realist. He was like, man, look, it's fucked up. I'm not gonna guide you in no fucked up shit. I see what he meant now later on down the years about this rap shit.
Look, at least he saved you.
But he saved me
Put you in a
and
bag.
could have put me in the bag. I'm just a nigga naive, just trying to get to it and make it like that. I'm doing this interview, baby. I got a car. God damn. I had to do that, bro. It was my wife. You niggas will pick up the phone.
Got to.
But we talked a little bit about you know, the street side and the music side and what influenced you, you know, on that side of town. Let's talk about a little bit about the sports. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a former athlete myself, played in the National Football League, and you know they always say that athletes try to be like rappers and rappers try to be like ball players. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. So growing up as a kid, like, how did you what type of sports stars influenced you and like wanted to play sports, and what kind of motivated
if you ran into me in any one of them, and I know you was a football player because we already had a few little combos already, and this nigga was the quarterback. Right. On defense, I was the defensive end. I would have tried to knock your fucking head off. I'm talking about. I would have caught your fucking ass, bro. Listen, bro, I was so cold at the time on the football field, right? On defensive, I played defensive end on the left side. Okay. And the other nigga named Jason, I think, I forget his last name, but this nigga watching, because he keeps up, but Jason, he was the other defensive end. Yeah. Nigga, you know what they called us? What? Thunder and lightning. Oh, yeah?
Come on, who was thunder?
I was thunder, nigga. That means, nigga, when you come around that motherfucking left end, homie. But yeah, bro, that was my thing, bro. I thought I was gonna be. Sports was what I chased before anything. Mm-hmm. As a youngster, you know, I dropped out of school in the 9th grade. You understand what I'm saying? I got my GED in prison. You understand? So for me, sports was everything, G. Mm-hmm. I came up playing baseball. I was the pitcher around here. in my city. Very well known. Everything I'm telling y'all is facts. Niggas know me from D Brown. Right. David Brown. This before. There you go. You dig what I'm saying? You niggas call it that.
David Brown.
David fucking Brown.
The government name.
There you go, niggas. But that's what it was as a youngster. It was about the sports for me, G. I played baseball. I played football. I played basketball. Basketball is what overall really was my passion. I thought I was going to either be Michael Jordan or motherfucking somewhere close to the nigga. But as a MASH, I had the aura of niggas know throughout this city. You know, I had the college coaches and the high school coaches and all of that, you know, locked in the middle of the playing junior high school ball or junior pro. You know, I created a name for myself through sports. So I wasn't a nigga that was on the bench. You know, I was a nigga that was really active.
You was that nigga. That dude.
I was that nigga, man. You understand what I'm saying? I was that nigga, bro. Okay, like, you feel me? Some of these niggas gonna be jealous, but I was that nigga. So what, nigga? But yeah, bro, I did my shit, man.
Let's talk about it now, man. I mean, who's your teams now? You watch the game now, obviously. I mean, you know.
I'm a Titan first and foremost. Okay. First and foremost when it comes to the die hard. Hey, listen, man. Let me tell you niggas something. Let me tell you something. Nigga, we far from some motherfucking shit, nigga. Hey, bro, I hope King. Hey, I hope the King is hearing this interview right now and seeing what this nigga just said about my motherfucking Titans.
Recently, y'all have gotten good, but y'all have been some minutia for very long time.
Hey, bro, we removed a lot of cow manure that was around.
Because it was here.
If it was any cow manure around,
it was here.
It's been scraped up and thrown out.
Because look, y'all had a lot of minutia hanging around. Just
what we got right now.
The best team y'all had before this? Eddie George and the Tennessee Titans. You know how long ago that was?
That's okay. I ain't gonna say. Okay. Look, I gotta be honest, bro. Rest in peace to Steve McNair.
Yeah, rest in peace.
But McNair, Javon Curse, and Eddie George changed the way of Nashville, Tennessee.
That was.
You understand?
I was rooting for them.
They changed the whole entire dynamic of what the outlook of the city truly was from a perspective of sports. Because, you know, with them, for the city, we hadn't experienced having NFL athletes and stars or even attain. Not just winning. Not just winning.
Oh, okay.
Because nigga, last year, nigga.
Last year.
Hey, listen. Where the hell have the fucking Deadskins been?
Okay, hey, listen, bro. Hey. We've been good in the 80s. We had a
all right, then stop right there. Stop right there.
When we were selling dope and crack, we had a good run in the 80s.
And you see what I'm saying?
They don't even have a team name right now.
Yeah, this nigga crazy.
Bring crack back, and we gonna win some games.
But nah, bro.
You know he Atlanta fan, right?
If I'm a fan.
Yo, I see his shit. I see it now for sure.
Yeah. What you think about them?
We going to the Super Bowl this year.
Come on, man.
I ain't gonna lie, the Falcons always been one of them ones for me. Yeah. Even though they be letting a nigga down though, like
every time.
Like my team will get kicked out, and then I'll rock with somebody like the Falcons. And then they'll let a nigga hard just go. You get what I'm saying? The Falcons just got to stay consistent like the Titans. Y'all niggas no different than us, really.
Niggas never been consistent.
We had the one chance to prove to everybody that we could beat the New England Patriots, and we let everybody.
Y'all botched it.
You know, some of the Tennessee done house some of the realest players. Pac-Man Jones.
Oh yeah.
Beast.
You understand? Yeah, and that's my bro. He's a real cat. Dude, you feel what I'm saying? We done had we got
Derrick Henry, man.
Yeah, hey, Derrick Henry's that guy
that's the
right
king.
now, son. Yeah. He the king.
When I say the king,
he the engine.
That's who I'm talking about.
He the one that's getting y'all right now.
Nah, nigga, it's more than just him. It's more than just him.
If it wasn't for Derrick Henry right now, the Tennessee Titans, I don't know where they would be. I'm just keeping it real.
If it wasn't for the whole team.
Y'all
I ain't finna let you do it
like
that.
Name your corners. Name your two corners right now. Okay, all right, yeah, all right.
I quit.
Yeah, exactly. But
see, that's everybody.
Who playing on the end?
Rico, that's everybody arguing about a corner.
Mean, you got to know who the corners is.
Who y'all got coming off the end?
Butler and Adore Jackson.
Okay, yeah, he knows.
I mean, Adore is
he coming up.
Adore is the shit.
Nice.
Adore is the shit. He's young, but he's past that young shit. He finna make his. I think Adore is on his way to making a statement. Like, it's already. This is his year. Adore for sure.
He got off last year. For sure.
Mariota wasn't our fit. We wasted a lot of money and time.
What's that wide receiver y'all got over there? AJ Brown or something?
AJ? Yeah.
I just felt that Mariota.
AJ a beast.
Just was limited.
You understand? You know and we might AJ. You know why AJ is really a true beast?
Why?
He a dog.
We got the same last name.
We're gonna go to break on that shit.
Hey, this is episode 7 comeback season. We're gonna get into a little bit more of Young Buck and his music and what he has going on. But stay tuned to Sports and Street Talk. We'll be right
and
back.
then I'm gonna fire some of this peanut butter bread, G.
Yeah.
I ain't never put the vest up. Take 9 from his neck up. Oh well. Get a coffin, get a casket. 30 clip in his plastic. Left the scene, it was tragic. Got it off, it was magic.
Welcome back. It's Rock Jones Sports and Street Talk. We here with my man Young Buck,
like
one of the legends in the game.
On me,
man. I always wanted to ask you too, man. Who would be in your top 5 if you started a team? Top 5 all time rappers. Your favorite, not
Dead or alive.
Dead or alive.
And then also after you give me that, give me the top 5 artists that you ever just worked with.
Period. If I was to give you my top 5 starting 5 on the basketball team, right? These are just starting 5.
Yep.
I'm gonna give you my point guard is definitely gonna be Pop. My shooting guard gonna be Scarface. My center is gonna be Biggie. Cause a nigga's not coming in the middle with no bullshit. Nigga holding it down, get that shit out of here. My power forward, man, I was sitting here thinking about this shit, man, but this goddamn weed ain't working fast enough. I gotta put Jay on the power forward, man.
All right, okay.
I gotta put Jay out there.
Put Jay ass on the block. Put Jay ass on the block.
Why wouldn't you switch Jay to the shooting guard and have Face run the ball?
Because I think only because Face
kind of paved the way.
His release.
Yeah, release game crazy.
His release game crazy, you know what I mean? And it's just like, like I think Face just always had that kind of game where, he know when to shoot. You know what I'm saying? He know when to shoot too. It's a timing thing. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and his form is always right. You dig what I'm saying? And every time that motherfucker touch, get it all nets.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah, he do be throwing hits.
You get what I'm saying? Very seldom. I feel like he's one of the most underrated players in the game.
I would say that too, for sure.
And then
Who your 5?
My 5, man, I gotta go with
You can go with yourself.
I wouldn't even put myself there, man, because I'm gonna tell you where I put me at. Man.
All right.
It's crazy that you say that, because I was thinking, man, should I put myself on the top? Nah, I gotta be respectful and real. But I will put Jay there, and for my 5, man, I will go with Snoop.
Welcome.
I love it. Welcome to the West.
Welcome to the West, baby. You already know.
Welcome to the West, nigga.
I would definitely put Unc over there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The whole shit down. Now.
Okay.
This is where it gets real.
It get interesting. We in the bench. You only get one. We only gonna give you one. 6-man.
I gotta give you my coach first.
Who your coach and your 6-man?
Can I give you 2 coach? My head coach?
No, you get one coach.
I get one coach.
That's it.
Master P.
All right. Yeah, he is the coach of all coaches.
Okay.
I'm gonna put P as the coach.
He well respected too, man.
I'm gonna put P as the coach.
Who your sixth man?
Who's the assistant coach?
My assistant coach, it would have to be Dr. Dre.
I like it.
It would have to be Dr. Dre.
All right, who your sixth man? Sixth man, and then we off of it.
My sixth man, I put the nigga 50 as the sixth man.
Oh, okay. 50, you a sixth man, nigga. You's a sixth man, nigga.
The reason I put that nigga 50 in the sixth man because he's the nigga that brought me to the game.
Gotta respect it.
From an international level.
Gotta
respect it. And he's the sixth man. He's the one that come off of that era enough to give me the game to come through. So he would be my sixth man. You dig what I'm saying? Absolutely. For me.
All right. And, I like that.
Yeah,
so
we got to take it to the West.
Yeah. So we talked about, this episode being comeback season, right? Everybody go through obstacles in life, the ups and downs. It's all about, bouncing back and, persevering through, your challenges. I always like to say, you need to embrace your challenges in life. Just because, everything is not peaches and cream. You're going to have obstacles. You're going to have people doubting. You're going to have things that's not going to go in your favor. But it's all about how you bounce back from it. And from my motto is, the strong always going to survive. You never should just, not embrace your challenges. You got to embrace your challenges in life. So, for you, Buck, and we getting back to, to the comeback season of your life, your vision and this Cashville Records label. Tell me a little bit more about it and what you see this is going to.
Man, I've been blessed, man, to be able to become Young Buck. And it was a vision for us from a music standpoint that I had as a youngster. I realized in life, I've became what I wanted to become. I wasn't one of those ones that forced to be somebody he ain't. Or became somebody he ain't. Those individuals are the ones who, those individuals are, I think, what we have at masses of in far as the music industry goes overall. A lot in the rap, but overall, in the masses of the industry. I know I ain't tripping, bro. I'm looking up niggas like, what the fuck going on?
That nigga like, yeah, buddy.
We gonna let this nigga hang on. But
so listen, Buck, what's the biggest difference between David Brown and Young Buck?
That's a hell of a question.
I mean, David Brown and Young Buck is basically the same individual when it comes to the real life and the real person. David Brown is more of the family side of the things. I got 4 girls and 2 boys. You understand? My daughters make sure that David Brown stays in place. Young Buck is the streets, first and foremost, totally. And it was given to me by the streets. Nigga, I didn't wake up one day and decide to find a rap name and now I gotta figure out a name to go with this shit.
Right.
And the nigga, Young Buck.
Young Buck. How you get your name, dog?
My partner who raised me, all right? He's an older nigga, you dig what I'm saying? And nigga named Priest, you know what I mean? But he found me homeless. I was about 13 years old. I was trying to find a way, and I used to hustle at this car wash in my city called Tiffany's Car Wash. I used to be at that motherfucker just trying to get by, you know what I mean, doing what I do. And technically, I didn't have nowhere to stay because my mom's was going through a thing where she was back and forth, kind of not having a set place to stay. She was in the missions and shit like that. So I was trying to find a way to help her. Technically, as a real youngster, find myself doing what the streets do, but it was out of car wash. And I used to sleep there. I was more comfortable being there than staying in a fucking mission around here, fucking winos and shit. My thing was to get out here, get some money, and get my mama out there shit, and I did it. But when I used to stay there, It was this nigga used to come down and get his car washed. All the crackheads would wash the cars for all the dope boys. And I would be over there with the crackheads because once they pay the crackheads for washing their cars, the dope, they bring it straight to me and I'm serving them, you dig? So for me, that was where I used to hustle at.
Smart.
But it was one night, you know what I'm saying, I was knocked out or something. And a nigga pull up and was like, hey, nigga, what you doing out here like that? And then I'm like, kind of startled me, because most niggas know me from being the youngster kid, you know what I mean? Nigga, I wasn't looked upon as a child. You know, I was out here moving like all those the other niggas was when it come to surviving and shit. But I had a purpose. I was hustling by force, not by choice. Niggas, it was niggas in my era that didn't have to be on that block. They daddies and mamas gave them everything. Niggas had every pair of Jordans that came out and all that shit. Not because they hustled for it, because they families done it all and all that. And I was a nigga had to be in the streets because it was forced. Nigga, I didn't, literally, bro, have nowhere to turn to in my mind other than trying to provide right now. I had to provide right now. When like I can go fill out an application to get hired, nigga. At the age, so I had to figure out a way right in the fucking now. Straight up.
I can't do it.
And they led me to the streets, you know. I slept in this car wash, nigga rolled by a nigga named Priest. He was older nigga getting money. And he was amazed that I was out there doing what I doing for staying out there that late like that. And I'm like, nigga, he like, take your ass on, nigga. You need to get your ass on, take your little young buck ass on. I'm like, nigga, I ain't got nowhere to go. Nigga, this ain't my where I'm at. Nigga, who is you? I didn't know the nigga because he wasn't from this side of town, but he used to come get his shit cleaned out there. But honestly, man, that nigga ended up being a father figure to me to this very day. Because when he realized what I was saying was for real, it touched him to the point where he's like, nigga, you ain't never gonna have to sleep out here like this again in your life. You feel me? I'm like, okay, cool. He picked me up and showed me the ropes. You feel what I'm saying? And put me in the house and shit far as the streets goes and shit. And I started in a house I took the same energy that I used to do in the streets at 13 years old to a house, because he was like, he was doing what he done, you know what I mean, or whatever the case. And he was like, man, I can't have you in these streets like this, sleeping like this, knowing that you out here like that. So he put me up in the house and I, done what I done from that place. And but the young buck comes strictly from him, man, and it come from him meeting me saying, get your little young buck ass out of here. To answer that question, my nigga. And they stick with me. Yes, every day, that nigga, so when I came around all these new niggas that I didn't know, that happened to been done bought all the shit in my own neighborhood. I just didn't know these niggas. I'm a youngster. Right, yeah. These niggas this nigga bring me around, and all these older niggas like, who is this nigga? It's this young buck. You understand what I'm saying? So him being the respected nigga that he is and shit to this very day and shit, he niggas knew that I was a step ahead just to be able to be in that loop. You know what I'm saying? Period. And he kind of, like I say, gave me my name in the sense as far as the young buck shit go. I knew it was real when I went home one day. Because I finally got my mama to a house, you know what I'm saying? And that was my goal, got my mom out that fucking mission. I ended up getting a house right down the street from my first trap I ever had in my life. My mama never know that I was that young trapping. All right, let me tell you a story, crazy shit, but it's real.
Here we go, this is what I like, story time.
I had to get my moms out of the situation. And a house come available around the way. And I'm like, I got to do this shit. I can get it. You know what I mean? I know I could do it. So long story short, nigga gave me the avenues to making shit happen, and I did it. And, she still didn't have an idea that I did it because I was too young to even let her know, and somebody knew my situation and brought it to her like that. So she walked into the house really technically not even knowing on her own. Now keep in mind, my mama's never done a drug in her life. All right, never done a drug in her life, barely even drink. My mama graduated with Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey's from here.
Wow.
My mama graduated
That
from
is a gem. Did y'all know that? She's from Cashville.
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 Oprah Winfrey's right from here. Her father still owns a portion of East Nashville. Wow. He used to cut my hair as a kid. All right, Mr. Winfrey's, he known for pushing a nigga shit back here.
That's why you bald now.
See what I'm saying? Oprah Winfrey, your daddy really the reason I'm bald. Nah, shout out to Mr. Winfrey though. But he's a legend though. Hey man, niggas gonna be pissed. Mr. Winfrey, man, no. Hey man, I didn't. But yeah, man, my mom's never done a drug in her life. She fell upon hard times in her lifetime. Based off, my mom's had a great job, worked for one of the biggest hospitals that was out here, Meharry Hospital. It ended up having a hospital merger with General Hospital. My mom's spent her whole life throughout school. She's not from this place. She's from North Carolina. She come here and had me. So I'm technically from here, but my mom's not from here. My mom's right up the street from Pop. Mom's. My mom, Wilmington. Wilmington. My mom's from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Pop's mom from Wilmington. That's right. That's another story. Nah. But you know these things come in life. But yeah, my mom's come from North Carolina and shit, and she come up here, go to school, you know what I'm saying? Come up here to go to school. My pops, I just met this nigga, you know what I'm saying? He happened to be where you from, nigga.
Yeah, he from D.C.
Yeah, nigga.
Your pop's a real nigga.
On me. And niggas know my pops and shit throughout the world. I see where all of this shit come from. I met my pops. I'm 39. I met him at the age of 27, and we've been growing a relationship off and on, but it ain't been steady. Yeah, not to blame him by far, but he a DC nigga. I don't really. But I can't blame this nigga though. This nigga looking up, seeing his son, you know. And I'm gonna tell you a story how I met my pops. It's gonna be crazy too, man. But hey, bro, when they see this shit, bro, this can't be nothing but the biggest interview they ever had in their fucking life, bro. But nah, seriously though, man, my pops, he from DC. My mom's from North Carolina. This nigga name's Kenny Black. You know what I'm saying? I gotta give y'all nothing but the real. I ain't never known my father from the beginning. My mom's named me David Brown after my sister's father. My sister's father's name James David Brown. My mom named me after this nigga. I guess based on that's who she was with at the time. And somehow I become his. As a youngster growing up, he never knew, but I could feel that he wasn't my true father.
So you used to tell the nigga, you ain't my motherfucking daddy.
I didn't say it, but I used to act like that. And the reason why, though, is anybody would know. I'm going to keep it real, nigga. My sister is a little bit lighter, your complexion. All right? Lighter than you. My mom's a little bit lighter than you. Nigga, we take a picture, I'm the black.
Your daddy's last name Black.
All right? So it's like, hold on, man. From a youngster, as a youngster, I used to be like, man, what the fucking... You know, I look at a picture, everybody light skinned, but nigga, I'm black as fuck. So technically, I didn't know, but in my mind, I used to be like, nigga, you ain't my daddy. Yeah. For what little time I didn't know the nigga for. Yeah. But honestly, I'm just being real with y'all. I was named after a nigga who wasn't my honest father figure. Yeah. But he is my sister's true father. So growing up as a youngster, you know what I'm saying? He never played a part in my life like that as a father anyway. You understand what I'm saying? But he's one that I would call and known as a father because that's what my mother gave me. But I had became young buck to the world and fully successful and been through all these stories that you niggas is hearing when I became to meet my true father. And it's weird because you can go through these stories that I tell y'all up until now, right now to this one where we at now. And I'm 27 because anything I've spoken to y'all about already has been before up until the age of 27. But keep in mind, I'm 39 now, nigga, so we got a few more stories to go. All right, it's a lot more to talk about. But at 27, through those years of coming up and all these different shit I've been through, man, I had grown this love for motorcycles out of nowhere. I bought a Harley and didn't even know how to ride, basically because all my partners had them shit. Straight up. So I'm like, man, damn, and that was the wave, and I just wanted one. So I bought one already done up. You know what I mean? Niggas is striking out, and I'm sitting there like, damn, niggas coming to get me like this bad. I'm like, nigga, I don't even know how to ride. Niggas making fun of me. But I learned how to ride a bike in 2 hours. The first bike I ever rode in my life was a Harley Davidson.
You ain't never ride a bicycle.
Never ride a bike. I rode a bicycle,
okay,
nigga.
I'm just trying to make sure.
I ain't never rode a fucking
motorcycle.
None of that in a real motorcycle. I might have hopped on a nigga moped or some type of shit when a youngster, but being a dirt bike riding nigga now, it wasn't me. Yeah. But I felt it and grow this love for this fucking bike and end up buying one because I was able to. And like I said, all my partners got them. So shit, man, I had to learn. My partner put me on it. It was like, look, this what you do, bam, bam, bam. Went up and down the street a couple times. I swear to you niggas, man, I turned around and told my partner, nigga, let's go. Because I felt like I had it that much, and I truly did. Nigga, we jumped on the interstate, and I ain't got off that Harley since. That's lit. On God. Well, one day I happened to be doing the show. Before I do that show, my mom's one day had called me and said, son, I need you to come over here for a minute. And she was sounding like she was crying, so I rushed over there like, Moms, what's going on? Just get here. You know, I get over there to my mom's, and she was on the porch. My mom's was on the porch by herself. I was like, Mom, what's going on? She was like, it's some things I want to tell you. I said, what is it? She said, I know eventually you're going to find out, because I'm like, eventually find out what? She said, your daddy's been looking for you. And then I immediately, my daddy looking for me, shit. You feel me?
Who is this nigga?
Who is she crying? What you been talking about now? Hold on. Your dad, I haven't told you, but James ain't your daddy. And then she boo-hooing, and you know what women do. And I'm like, well, mama, hold on, mama. I ain't that serious. I'm a grown-ass man. I knew the nigga wasn't my daddy a long time ago. It helped her out. You feel me? She was like, all right. She kind of got through it. And then I'm like, she thinking that, and I'm like, I ain't tripping off that. I'm rich as shit at the time, too. So it's like, what is you doing this for? You know what I mean? We all right. So, she explained to me her situation was one of those situations where, my father, he's a different individual, and he's a serious individual. Let me say that much about my pops. I know where all this shit come from now. Shout out to my daddy. He's serious, very serious. But he's so serious to the point where my mother at the time was going to college and shit. She had came here from North Carolina on a scholarship to go to TSU. And that's where she graduated with Oprah Winfrey and Too Tall Jones that played for the Cowboys and shit. Started, but she graduated. Her graduation picture, she's in the middle, they on one side and they on the other side on me. She got it somewhere. I'll get it for you boys. I'm going to see if she got it. I'm going to call her. You did.
That's black man.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's dope. Yeah. That was real talk.
Super dope.
Hey, but, she told me the situation and, she became pregnant with me by him, and the shit that he was off into at the time or whatever, how he was living, she said she didn't want me growing up in that environment of that lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? And I said, what kind of lifestyle? She said, it's just, crazy shit, you know. I just say that much. Right. You know what I mean? He's just the real deal. When I say crazy shit, he's the real deal. You know what I mean? Say, pick me up at come in the house, blood all over, pick me up and shit like that. You feel me? Pops a gangster. You dig?
Sure.
So it's like
where it came from.
Pops a gangster. So she, you know, wanted to not raise me in the environment of where he was at with things. So when she became pregnant, I think she kind of ran away from type of situation. Yeah. But what touched me is that
it found you anyway.
Through all these years, it ain't like he just waited till I became Buck right, and started looking for me. He been on her head for so long. And my mom's been
trying to figure out a way.
Running, not really, I wouldn't say figure out a way. I think she was, I ain't gonna say running, shelter me from everybody, because I don't even know half my cousins and uncles and nobody. So only people I don't even know a lot of my family, to be honest with you. I don't know a lot of nobody because my mom's kind of sheltered me from anybody on my father's side. I don't know. I don't know, bro. You dig what I'm saying? Yeah. So I could fucking be cousins of any fucking body. You never know. Straight up and down and never know, because I was kind of pushed away from that side. But my pops is, and for me, I believe in Jesus Christ is what I was raised around. Shout out to anybody in that high power, whoever you believe in, that's yours. I was raised around that, but I realized in life that everything has a purpose in a sense, because once my mama gave me the story, all right, I sit there and heard all of this that I'm telling y'all in one story. And I left and she left feeling better because she got a lot off of her. This been on her, I'm sure, for 20-some years at that time. And I could tell it was a relief for her. Maybe 2 or 3 days later, I was set to go do a show in Kentucky. And I was leaving from Nashville on the way to Kentucky. And at the time, I had noticed this group of bikes coming from the opposite direction of the interstate I was traveling on. You know, and you couldn't do nothing but notice who they was, because it was probably like 100 of the motherfuckers, like 50 to 100 of them between that. Right. So imagine seeing 50 to 100 Harley Davidsons coming from this way and I'm traveling that way. So from this way, I'm slowing down because I got a bike now, and now I got this whole thing about bikes. So I'm looking like, who the fuck is this? You know what I'm saying? And these niggas, it was 2 niggas in the front, and I'm knowing these niggas is together. Right. They all had on purple and black jackets. You dig? Like, and they coming down. I'm like, and I'm slowing down from this way because they wasn't traveling at a high rate of speed anyway. And it's like traffic and everybody. Yeah, they like it's in traffic is looking too. I'm looking at them niggas. It's like, I'm not the only nigga. Like, who is these niggas coming down through here like this? It was like a mob of niggas, bro. So, you know, I'm going on, and in my mind, I'm thinking, boy, whoever them niggas was, they was tough coming through here like that. Well, I get on down the interstate, and my phone rings. And I pick up the phone, and my mom's is like, where you at? And I say, I'm on my way to do this show in Louisville. I'll be back tonight. I'm not staying up there. And I could hear the frantic in her voice. She's like, you gone now? I'm like, what's going on? I'm already gone, Mom. She was like, cause your damn daddy done pulled up down here now. And I'm like, what?
With 50 niggas on bikes.
And I'm like, what you mean? She's like, yeah, this boy got the whole goddamn neighborhood. You know, these people out here all with cameras and shit, taking pictures and shit. And I'm like, Mama, slow down. What did you talking about? She said, your daddy done came down here to see you. Oh, wow. And I'm like, man, I'm on my way to Louisville. So I'm like, well, Mama, what they got on? Because what crossed my mind was these niggas I just passed. She said, I don't know what you mean. I said, what do they got on all? She said, purple and black jackets. I said, Mama, I just passed these niggas.
Hey, that's cold.
Wow.
I said, Mom, I just passed them, Mom.
That's cold.
So my mom's put him on the phone, and I hadn't spoken to him or seen him in my forever seen him yet, or even know. So I talked to this nigga. I just know the stories from what she tell me, and I'm trying to hear what he's got. He jumped on the phone and said, listen, man, you know, first and foremost, son, we got a lot of catching up to do. He said, but I want you to know one thing. I love you. And, you know, I don't want to crowd your brain with too much, but you need to see me. You know what I'm saying? And you need to see me fast, you know. And I was like, you know, I'm on my way up here. I told him where my next show was at, and he was there. He came.
Pulled up, 50 niggas.
Pulled the fuck up in the middle of a small town. Look, I get to the goddamn show. The promoter come up to me like, yo, Buck, man, your dad's here, bro. I'm like, nigga, I'm in this motherfucking little town up here doing a show, getting a bag and dipping. What the fuck you talking about my dad here? He said, nah, man, I ain't lying, bro. Like your pops, bro. The nigga look just like you. And I ain't even seen the nigga yet.
Like
man, I met
big buck.
I met my daddy at a fucking show, bro, in Johnson City, Tennessee, bro. That was in the next show. The nigga walked in. I said, yeah, that's him. You know what I mean? That's him. You feel me? And he, you know, the nigga is me. You feel me? And I don't refer him as a nigga because my pops is serious and he probably ain't gonna like me speaking as the nigga. Yeah, so I'm gonna be solid with y'all. You know, I'm gonna correct myself.
I appreciate you sharing the story.
But my pops,
that's a dope story.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a dope story.
And then we ain't got to be able to get all the way in line with each other.
Yeah.
Because I became who I became. And he makes sure that I don't want nothing from you. And that's what I love my pops so much about, because he's the real deal. My pops is a real rider. When I say a real rider, they know him in the bike world, big around the world. You can't do nothing but know him if you're real, come from some of the culture of the motorcycle, quote unquote, gangs or culture. But my pops is one of the leaders of one of the first black motorcycle gangs that we had in this shit. You know what I'm saying? And they called the Flaming Knights. Straight up, Flaming Knights. They out
you a Flaming Knight now?
I guess it is. I guess it's in my heart. You feel what I'm saying?
They gonna get you a jacket now.
Man, nah, it's more than that with them niggas. You gotta put some work in. Nah, I'm Pops, y'all got that. I done this. I'm gonna keep it over here. You feel me? But yeah, they serious. My pop's a real rider. When I say that, it's meaning that, you know, my pops ride year round. He own 5 bikes, don't even own a car. You understand what I'm saying? He gonna ride through rain, sleet, snow, or whenever. He really pound the ground in a real way. So, you know, outside of that, I'm kind of starting to learn where my aura of a person come from, because the more I touch bases and just the small conversations that me and him have, I can kind of see a lot already, you know. So for me, I'm still on a journey of kind of really developing and giving my I'm an open book to this music shit in a sense. My career started touching the masses through G-Unit, but I always was evolving from an independent side of things by trying to get to that place, and got blessed by running into somebody like 50 who gave me the opportunity.
Right.
I was smart enough to take advantage of the opportunity that 50 gave me and become what I became. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, it's one of them things where I'm just at the point in my career right now, I realize in this interview, where people are starting to even inquire on who I am outside of just what they've heard and seen.
Let me ask this question, Buck.
Yeah.
Do you feel like it's any pressure to recreate yourself?
I think that's a pressure that every artist have every time. Gee, that's a dope question. And it is. But it's a hidden pressure for me, because what you see is what you get. There's no mask. There's no cover up of me trying to be somebody that I'm not and got to keep up with who I was yesterday. No, nigga. I move how I move and do what you do and get what you get. And on me. So that's why it's easier for me now. The challenge that every artist I've learned out of this shit has in music, especially in rap, is reinventing themselves every time. Right. Because people get tired of the same person. And that's what keeps us, that's what keeps an artist evolving. One of the greatest to do it is Drake right now. That's why he's the biggest that we've seen in rap today.
As far as reinvent himself, as far as different ways to deliver the music, or as far as just like his persona.
When I say from numbers, from the numbers standpoint, and the overall run in itself with the numbers where they're at. See, other artists I see, sometimes some do give a person the credit in where they're at, but nobody's been able to exceed those numbers where he's at. The numbers can be manipulated and all of that good shit, but they don't lie. See, he can match with the numbers. If I was to judge it from a number standpoint, the accolades of where Drake has taken music to, we all have to look at as artists, as anybody, and say, damn, regardless, and give him that respect for sure. For sure. Don't lie, man. So I give him that groundbreaking, that whole groundbreaking push of bringing it there. Now the foundation is what counts. Right. That's in his aura. His foundation will fall from I think he would give it to a Lil Wayne in a sense, of course, of giving.
But you already beat Wayne. That was just a callback.
Hey, but listen though. Elaborate, to go back on the Wayne situation real quick.
We got to talk about it.
I haven't spoken to Wayne in a minute.
Hey, Wayne, you got to call Buck, man. Yeah. We need y'all to work together. You just came on your comeback. He on his comeback. Let's have a comeback track. Matter of fact, we're going to call the track Comeback.
It's about that time. We got a record called Ups and Downs that we did a while ago. And that's the first record that me and Wayne had got back together in a sense and collaborating on doing. Because when I made it with G Unit, I had a lot of negative energy for Cash Money. And it wasn't, I realized this shit was so fucking petty of me and unprofessional in a sense.
I heard it was Juvenile left your ass in New York. That's what I heard.
Juvie left me in California, and I don't respect that.
Okay,
I love you too much to beef, so I'm gonna accept that. Right. But I'm gonna just step back and focus on Buck. Yeah. Tired of riding in yours. I'm about to buy my own truck.
Come on,
I did.
Come on,
me.
Come on.
And those is all.
Come on, 60s.
No, neighbors.
Yeah.
Big
neighborhood.
But I'm just saying, I did that.
Yeah.
And that's facts. Yeah. That ain't no game. Yeah. And I ain't saying that Juvie left me in a negative way because I think he had shit going on, but that's how it happened.
Yeah. So let me ask you a quick question before we go. Rolling 60s. You talked about the neighborhood. You for sure. You part of Rolling 60s. Big U is the OG around there. Let's talk about it real quick, real brief.
For sure.
How was that experience when you joined the set? Did you meet Nip?
It wasn't.
I mean, you
Jordan said. Nah, man. I'm gonna be as honest as I can with y'all. I've always been breeding around the streets of LA. I come from here. I'm born and raised in Cashville, but I've been tied to the streets of LA for a long, long time as a youth, on up to my age right now. Right. I got a lot of family throughout LA. So as a youngster coming up, my life was back and forth from here to LA. And then it became from here to LA to New Orleans once Baby Now came. But LA was always been kind of my second home in a sense. When it comes to where I stand at in that world with the 60s, a lot of this shit ain't meant for this camera. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna just be as solid as I can.
Gotta be.
But it's real. And, you know I'm not born on Slauson Ave or born
it's real,
raised
Buck.
in LA.
It's real, Buck.
But it's for real.
It's for real.
It's dead for real.
I mean, you talk about people that live and die by that culture just off the red and blue shoes, just alone. They come up to be like, "What's up, cuz? What's up, Buck?" I mean, you got a lot of different elements out there in that city where
on my mama, it's very serious.
And people come into the town thinking everything's sweet. You know, you got people coming from all over, and they're not even checking in on what's really real. Yeah.
And when it comes to me in the 60s, I'm gonna keep it real. You know, walk me. It made me understand cripping. What cripping really is. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? And I've always been around cripping my whole life, from the grapes to the front hoods. You understand what I'm saying? My cousin, rest in peace, to one of the big homeboys, a dog. You dig what I'm saying? From front hood, Compton, Crip. You know, as a youngster, I've been swinging through these sets for a long time when it comes to that blue-red bandana. But Big U made me understand what cripping really is and what cripping really stands for. So I laid my bandana with the 6. And that's where I stand at. And I'll leave it at that. You know, a lot of these niggas would play affiliated to things and kind of maneuver to those things. But my shit is for real life. And, you know, how I became or how I become amongst the 60s, it definitely ain't on no rap shit. Let's
just live it at that.
Let's say that. He ain't no rap nigga.
But before we close off the segment, we're gonna get into JP's just
come through the door.
We're gonna get into the JP's just do. So my JP just do of the week is Cam Newton. I think Cam Newton right now, as far as in the sports world, is you know, captured the starting job from the New England Patriots. He's definitely been, you know, a surprise to a lot of coaches in the National Football League, as far as, you know, the Patriots organization staff alone, with him getting to the facility at 5:30 in the morning and pretty much staying the last one to leave. I'm a firm believer in Cam Newton. I think he's, you know, rejuvenated himself into a way where all he sees is success. He has a good coach finally around him, a team that's going to believe in him. And it's against all odds with Cam Newton. So that's my JP just do of the week is Cam Newton, man. I'm rooting for you. You're 6'5", 250. You can throw all over the park. You athletic. You got a charming personality that everybody gravitates to, and you got that swag on the field, and we rooting for you, brother.
Hey, man, you just 100. Said
and that's 100.
Fucking mouthful. Because guess what? I'm a fucking Titans fan to the end, but I'm a Cam Newton fan.
Man, he a dog.
He the real deal, straight up, bro. And he run around. He one of them individuals where, shout out to Black Rob. Black Rob is a well-known individual from Cashville, and he's always kept Cam Newton in the loop throughout our city. Yeah. So Cam Newton is well-known throughout Cashville and Nashville in a real way, but he's just as genuine as he is on the field, off that motherfucker. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And those the ones I respect the most.
Yeah,
for sure.
All right, so this week we're going to go with the Raggedy Rascal of the week this week is going to be, and I hate to go serious on y'all because I'm usually funny, but the killers of Brianna Taylor still haven't been arrested. These niggas are the raggediest rascals of the fucking century. We gotta arrest the killers of Brianna Taylor, man. They the raggediest rascals of them all. And I'm gonna just say this right now. All police officers, y'all niggas is fucking up. Y'all dropping the goddamn ball all around the country. They just killed the kid in my city, Dion K. Dion K in my city. And rest in peace to Dion. And it was Southeast DC, in my neighborhood. And we can't, it's bullshit. I'm sick of this shit. All the police officers, turn your shit in. If you racist and you don't like people, because it's not just a black people thing, it's a people thing. Turn your shit in. We need to get some real motherfuckers that's really trying to do the job and protecting the server. So that's all I got to say today.
And just to tie it up with everything, with all that, you know, our culture is tired. You know what I'm saying? We do a lot of different things to try to just elevate ourselves. You know, we do a lot of different things. And as far as just trying to elevate ourselves, just trying to be positive and go on a day-by-day basis. And a lot of the way the system's set up, it's set up for us to fail. But we so strong in a way where we got to keep going. We got to unite as one. And I keep saying to this day, Black people need to start reuniting with one another instead of hating on each other. Yeah. I think we need to grow with one another as a community and really see the bigger picture. It's not about who got the most money or who got the biggest cars or not the biggest cars or the dopest cars or the most money or the biggest houses or the beautiful girls. It's about actually just having what's your morals is about. You know, what's that inside about? How your heart is, man. How you can elevate others, because at the end of the day, it's not about you, man. Nope. It's about your people, man. It's about taking care of your people in the real way. You know who do damn
good as an artist and making sure that we keep that feeling and understanding in this culture? Who? J fucking Cole.
Yeah.
J. Cole.
He don't want too much of that shine. You know what I'm saying? He don't want too much of that shine.
Shout out to J. Cole. Yeah. And you know, that's what I respect about this game in itself, is that we have so many different elements of individuals. When it's all said and done, it ain't nothing but the different elements of people.
Mm-hmm. That's all you're dealing with. And I think collectively we're all on our comebacks.
Yeah, we are.
I like that.
I think Black people overall is on a comeback season. Yeah. Not just Buck, because I feel and know that I'm on a comeback. You dig what I'm saying? Because you know why? I feel this push of where people grow to love you. Mm-hmm. It's hard to love something overnight.
That's real.
You might like it,
but you don't love it.
But you don't love it.
Yeah, that's real.
And that's the difference.
That's real.
I've been liked, but now I'm starting to grow to be loved. Mm-hmm. And all the greats go through the same process. I've watched. So I've always tried to make sure my music that I create is as real as I can make it. Yeah. Meaning that I speak on a lot of shit that I truly live, and I speak on a lot of shit that if I'm not, I know somebody living. I try to make it as close as real as I fucking can, because I learned throughout the culture of making this, throughout the culture of music, of who we choose to call the greats of love, or the ones that I feel like last the longest, are the ones who put their real fucking life into the music. So I became a fan of those who do that. Versus it don't have to be the major name nigga.
But you do something that the major name nigga do. You don't write.
Yeah.
Jay-Z don't write.
That's crazy to me.
So I'm saying, I'm a stamp it right here, right now.
Word.
You a legend, bro.
I appreciate it.
It's just that the narrative ain't caught up with you yet.
Nah, it ain't.
That's real.
This gonna help it.
Yeah.
Because this gonna make people love you.
Yeah, nah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? But when the music catch up, because when we heard Offset,
for sure.
When they hear that,
on me.
Hey, man, you a legend, dog.
Nah, I got good work, man. I got good music. I always focused on making quality music. Yeah. A lot of dudes choose to make quality records. I like to make quality music. It's a big difference. Huge difference. I'm not focused on just one record. I want to be able to make music in general, so I dive a little bit deeper into it. Mm-hmm. No matter what avenue of the streets or what environment a nigga come from. Some niggas come from silver spoon families and they good goddamn rappers. Mm-hmm. And there's nothing wrong with that.
But stay in that lane.
But stay in that lane.
Come on, man.
My thing is this. You know, you put me in a position where if I had to take a rapper, right, who was the dopest rapper in the world, but everything he's rapping about ain't exactly what he's lived,
not real,
or none of that, and he's giving the image of as that's what it is and that's what he come from, and he's bullshitting. Mm-hmm. I would rather take an artist who's not that good, nowhere near as dope as this one that is. I mean, keep in mind this dude is super dope.
Yeah, he living a lot.
I would take the one, honestly, bro, that was not that great in the rap, but is real and speaking about his shit.
Yeah.
Because I learned about this shit is like a fucking game of basketball. The more you practice in it, the better you become. Yeah. I became good enough in this shit because I kept rapping. But a nigga can't give you or go sell you no can of realness. No. I can't make you real. You can't go to this store and buy a can of realness on the shelf for $5. This shit got to be born in you, not sworn in you. G on me.
Say that one more time.
Born in you. Born in you, not sworn in you.
That's
my
real
guy.
shit right there.
Quick question before we get off. Now, if you could just sprinkle your buck on something and bring a rapper back, dead or alive, and tell him, shoot him out right now and say, look, need you to come back, who would it be?
C Murder. I miss C Murder. I miss C Murder and I miss Soulja Slim a lot. What the world don't know is this. I'm gonna give you something that's about to blow your whole fucking show up. Alright. It's something that I ain't never spoken on. Okay. Free my nigga BG. Alright. Me and BG and Soulja Slim and C Murder were gonna be a group. It's called the Cutthroat Committee.
Get the fuck out of here.
On me. And it was a Soulja Slim's group, but they made me a part of, I was gonna be a part of the group of the Cutthroat Committee. And C Murder had got out. He's been locked up for life, and y'all remember he got out for that amount of time. Remember, he just jumped out. He called me. Murder called and said, Buck, I'm out. And I'm like, nigga, you for real out? Nigga, like, it was like, you serious? He's like, yeah, nigga, I need you on this record. You feel me? So, you know, I go, jump on a plane, leave here, shoot down to I don't know if it was New Orleans or Baton Rouge, over his grandmother's house. Okay. With all respect. C Murder had his studio set up in his grandmama's house. He had a room in his grandmama's house. I said, see, you out for good, nigga? He's like, yeah, nigga, it's on. And we done a record. It was me, C Murder, and BG. Google that motherfucker right quick, because I heard it's out. Whatever. But just put in Buck, C Murder, and BG. But we recorded this record in C Murder's grandmama's house. I was in the fucking closet in the fucking grandmama's house making this record. And our whole mission was, well, rest in peace, Slim had already passed. And C Murder had just jumped out for this amount of time while he's already doing this life sentence. And he had got out for a little small amount of time. On that. Nah. For the small nah. I don't know. He might have put all them on there. Yep. Yeah, it's a lot of niggas on there. I think it's a lot of niggas. It might be a lot of niggas on there for real. I'm not sure.
It's called One False Move?
Yep, that's it. But, you know, we recorded that. I recorded that record in C Murder's grandmama's house. And he was actually just getting out, but he had been doing time on what he's doing time on now. He had got out I don't know if it was a bond or appeal, but for a minute he got out and we recorded that, and then he went back in. They took him back, I think he was on a bond before he went back in or whatever on this last trial. But however that situation went, he went back in. What I say is this. C Murder is one of the realest niggas that we got living. For us to be a voice for today's time. He's so much needed in the streets from a perspective of more than just the music. Of course, I'm sure he became what he became. But his overall presence, what he stands for, and his voice and his demeanor. We follow real leaders. You understand? Black folk, youngsters, black, old. Bae, I'm almost finished, bae. Here, Rico. All right. But black folks, youngsters, old, whatever the case may be, we follow true leaders. It's been like that for us since the beginning of time. Look at Martin Luther King. Look at Malcolm X. We can name so many of them. We've been prone to follow leaders. C. Murder has always been a leader, just like his brother. So we need all our leaders, all ours, because if they led us through the music for whatever we love them for from the music, then we need them here to lead us now at the times of where we ain't seen before, where this racism shit that we're dealing with, the police killing us and all. These dudes' messages and voices and presence ain't negative pushed down the lane for you to receive it from a fucked up perspective now. Today. Their messages right now are gonna be positive messages, because that's what the penitentiary instills, and that's what time does when you can look back as a real nigga and be honest with yourself about some of the self-evaluation of some of the shit that you done. You can't do nothing but have positive to give when you don't walk through C. Murder shoes, homie. You think he gonna come out the penitentiary or got something to tell our youth to encourage them something negative to do more? No. Individuals like him, Larry Hoover, these big voices, Big Meech, we gotta have our leaders back home, because they voices is not because of what, quote unquote, the white man broadcast of what sent them there for. Because, hey, a motherfucker guilty until proven, innocent until proven guilty. Motherfucker, in my world, always innocent, because I ain't got nothing to do. I don't pay attention to the guilty part of a person's life. You understand what I'm saying? I let them do that. That's what they.
You gonna condemn them?
You
condemn them.
You condemn them.
You gonna judge them?
But we need them. You condemn them. You dig what I'm saying? But we need them as people. You get what I'm saying? And I'm keeping it real. You know what I'm saying? We need them as black folks, like no other.
If you could lead us through that, whatever negative that was,
whatever
at that
negative
time,
at that time,
you did what you had to do
that you had to do for that time.
But if you can lead us in that negative, you could always switch
do a Young Buck part
and go, positive.
Well, the same shit that you saying in regards that I'm saying in regards to them, I've had to look at for my goddamn self on self-evaluation. All right, so that's what I realized. What you just said is that we imagine what they can do. Well, I've played a part in giving the real, and the real is a harsh reality. It come along with a lot of negativity, but it's real.
It's real.
You get what I'm saying? It's raw. It's real. It is what it is.
Every great man got his flaws. I say this to you. Every great man has his flaws. But at the end of the day, the flaws is what make you who you are.
All right, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. That's episode 7, comeback season with Young Buck. Stay tuned. It's at www.snsntalk.net. You can check us out on our website for the latest dope fashion, apparel, dad hats, Buck. I'm gonna have to get you in that too, man. You know what I'm saying? It's some dope stuff, man. Some fly, swaggy stuff. I know you like that swaggy stuff, because I can see them shoes right now. You got on some swaggy stuff, baby. You already.
Hey, y'all, don't forget to
stay tuned.
Rocks Crops.
We're gonna get that Rocks Crops going on YouTube. Follow us at Sportsstreetstalk on YouTube.
I'm smoking this. This is
one of Rock's
home team right here. One of Rock's crops, right? Peanut butter breath. You did, and it's fire. I ain't even gonna do no cap. Let me show you what else I got over here. Let me see this youngster right here. This now, this and then listen. My youngster keep me together right here. Shout out to the Jungle Boys. The Jungle Boys. We gotta shout the Jungle Boys out. But I'm gonna show you the peanut butter breath. I know we gotta go. We're going to a commercial break. We're gonna take them in a commercial break. Smooth. These is mellows. You dig what I'm saying? Mellows, fellows. You dig what I'm saying? Mellows, hello. You know what I'm saying? With no jellos. This right here, look, there's 2 different peanut butters. It's all about the butter. This the peanut butter breath. Just that gas face peanut butter.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying? Gas face. When your face look like
how your face look up?
Hey, look. Hey, check us out, www.snstalk.net. Check us out on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud. For this episode coming out with Young Buck. Man, he got real raw, relatable today, fellas. Let's stay tuned. Stay tuned in what he's talking about. Check us out next time.
Peace and love.
Peace.
This the gas face.
Fuck your feelings, I'ma count it up. Get mad when you see me up. But I'm not the one.